Hi Roanoke, it's Christina Garnett, the Marketing Director here at the Roanoke Regional Small Business Development Center, and today I have a special treat for you. I have our very own Tom Tanner, and he's going to be able to answer a lot of the small business tax questions that you guys have and give you the top 5 things that you need to know about small business taxes this year. Take it away, Tom.
I don't know how much of a treat it is, but I never heard treat and tax in the same sentence. But what I want to talk about is just 5 things that, since we're kind of kicking off the tax season, that everybody needs to kind of be thinking about for this particular tax season for your business. So the number one thing is, if you have employees or you have vendors that you need to owe 1099s to, that you need to make sure they are done by January 31st. Now the big change is that they also have to be sent to the IRS by January 31st, where in the past they didn't have to until the end of February. So if you have employees or you have vendors that you have more than $600 or you paid more than $600 to, those have to be filed with the IRS prior to January 31st, or you're going to get fined $250 per 1099 or W-2. If you don't know how to file a 1099 or W-2, this is a great source. They do charge you a little bit. It's not very much, but it is an easy way to both make up 1099s and W-2s and then print them off, and they'll electronically submit them to the IRS for you. So take advantage. This is probably the easiest and best way I've found to do it. So that's number one. Number two, if you happen to operate a partnership, as a tax advantage or a tax entity, then your tax return is now due on March 15th. This is a big change. Partnership tax returns have always been due on April 15th. This year and for now on, they're going to be due on March 15th. So if you have a partnership, make sure you get this stuff to your tax preparer before March 15th. If you're a sole proprietor, S corporation, things don't change and you probably don't really care about this. The next item, 53.5 cents. That is the new mileage rate for 2017. If you are driving your vehicle for any reason at all for business, going to Staples, going to clients, doing anything, you need to keep track of your mileage. This is a big deduction that many small businesses don't take advantage of. The only thing you need to have is you need to have a logbook that says date, what the trip was for, and the number of mileage. There are even apps out there nowadays that will actually keep track of this for you through your GPS settings in your phone. So make sure you take advantage of it. It's a big deduction. If you're operating out of your house, make sure you take advantage of the home office deduction. It used to be a lot of people would say, tax preparers would say, it's a red flag to try to claim your house as a deduction. That's no longer really a big deal because there's so many people who are working out of their house. So if you're legitimately looking at working out of your house, take advantage of this. The requirements is, one, you have to have an exclusive place in your house or your apartment that you're working. It can't be half your dining room table. Okay, it has to be an office set up. It has to be your principal place of business, which means that is where you operate your business. If you have a bricks and mortar store, typically you're not going to be able to use your home as an office deduction. And the last is it has to be regularly used, which basically means that you're regularly using this place. If you have an outside garage that you're doing stuff because you're building stuff, you can also deduct that as home office deduction. So take advantage of that. The last thing is I get to ask the question all the time, what is a deductible expense? Well, the IRS basically uses these 4 words for understanding whether or not you have a deductible expense, which are probably a little confusing. Basically, it means that if you have an expense, is it something that most businesses like yours would necessarily need to have in order to operate their business? And is it an amount that's reasonable for what you're doing? Let's just say I have Tom's Plumbing Service, and I have an old beat-up pickup truck I'm operating out of my house, and I'm over at Best Buy, and I see one of these brand new high-definition 60-inch flat screens, and I say, oh, I'd love to have that. And I could deduct it because I watch a YouTube video every once in a while on how to fix plumbing. That's not necessarily a deductible expense. It's not necessary. It is not a deductible expense. But let's just say I have a plumbing business where I have 10 employees and 5 trucks and things like that, and I have a small training room. Then buying a TV for that training room would be a reasonable expense. The customary amount of that expense would really based on what I'm doing. It would be not unusual for me to buy maybe a 50 or 60-inch TV for there for my training room. What would be a little impractical and not customary and not deductible if I tried to set up a home theater in my office with all the fancy chairs and surround sound and everything. That would not be a deductible expense. So anyway, that's the top 5 things to think about for this year. Always here to help you. Any questions you may have. In Tax Corner, tax time is just around the corner. So thank you, Christine, for letting me talk a little bit about the exciting world of taxes.
And if you guys have any questions, feel free to email Tom. His email is ttanner@roanoakchamber.org. Remember that our counseling services are free and confidential, and you can register for counseling at roanoaksmallbusiness.info. And feel free to reach out to me through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or our website, and let us know if there are specific questions that you have as a small business owner and how we can assist. Until then, we hope to see you next week for our next FAQ. Feel free to send us any ideas if there's a specific topic you'd like us to cover. Have a great day, guys. Bye.